All righty. Hello. I'm Dawn Evans Casey, and I want to welcome everyone to tonight's Collaborating Connections Professional Networking Zoom call. We meet every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Collaborating Connections is part of the TTR networking family, which has been around for well over 12 years. And Collaborating Connections has been a part for the past 5.5 years. And we used to meet in person, but since COVID, we have gone virtual to the Zoom call, which is awesome because we can connect with wonderful professionals from coast to coast and around the world. And we are looking forward to meeting you. So, for those of us in our who's listening to a recording of this call, if you are interested in being on the call yourself, introducing yourself and your business, we're looking forward to meeting you. Just reach out to us at our Collaborating Connections Facebook page or collaboratingconnections@gmail.com. We are also on LinkedIn and YouTube, so we've got just a variety of ways to connect. We always open up our call with celebrating wins. So I want to open the floor and ask, does anyone have any wins from the past week or coming up shortly that they want to share so that we can acknowledge and celebrate with you? Anybody?
I'll go.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I did spent out of about 6 hours of making phone calls, I did have 4 people that didn't tell me no. So those are great.
Awesome.
Not no isn't yes, but it's not no, right? So, there's still communication that can happen in those scenarios, right? So
Absolutely.
You were calling for 6 hours. Is that what you said?
yeah, so I called between 9 and 11. So about 3 days worth. I got 4 people that didn't tell me no, that said they were interested in hearing more. So
Cool. And that's there's that book called Go for No or Go for No, right?
I've not heard of that.
Isn't that the name of it?
I
Dawn?
believe so. I
Okay.
believe so. That sounds about right.
Perfect.
And well, it's go for no because no can it at least tells you where you're at
Yeah,
when
right.
you're ready to move on to the next. A no might be no for right now, but open to opportunity in the future. And if you, of course, ask the magic question and do the follow up, why no? You can understand what the resistance is and perhaps offer solutions, clarifications, or continued discussion that can continue that might change it. So you go for no. That's okay. It's okay.
Right. And there's actually, Theo, I think the book is Go for No because you want to go. I mean, with everything else that Dawn said is completely right. But if people go for yeses and they only, within, let's say, an hour, they got 3 yeses and they were only going for 3 hours, only going for 1 hour, you know what I mean? It's going for the no. Actually, the likelihood is you're going to get that many more yeses. It's basically what the idea is. So you being dedicated to that 9 to 11 and that 6 hours, you were going. Some people would get, like I say, maybe get their 3 yeses or whatever, their 4 yeses, and they'd be done. And who knows what could have happened if they'd gone for the whole time. You know what I mean? It's just the whole idea is,
There's
no's
something
just
statistical to it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's pretty cool. And then when you get them to that point, then you've got opportunity to go further with them at another juncture. Is that you set up another meeting?
Yeah, we set up. I'll send them several offers depending on how our discussion went. Of hey, we can work it this way or this way or this way, so I can give them options to where it feels like it puts them in control, right? Where they can say, yeah, I like option 1 versus option 2 versus option 3 or whatever. But I don't go for a number of yeses when I make these calls. I go to get through my list, right? And
Sure.
a no to me is closure on something. Okay, I don't have to worry about this one anymore. There's nothing there for me to. There's nothing there for me to focus on, right, or
Right.
worry about, or another step to do. I know that one's done. I've done everything I can do on that one, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Sure. I wonder if anybody ever come back to you
I
that
do.
said,
Yeah, I just say, because I make it short and sweet. I say, if you would help me out on the terms, I can give you a full price offer. Does this sound like something you're interested in? And if they say no, I just kind of say, well, thank you. Keep my number if you change your mind, and have a great day, and move on to the next one. Right? Just keep going, keep moving, keep taking a step. Do what I can do today, to set up for tomorrow. But yeah.
yay, it's great. It's cool. Well, congratulations. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And I guess my win, Dawn, would just be that I feel like I don't know, we've said that at different times over the last, say, year as the world is opening up again. But I honestly, there's just so many really good things that are starting to happen. New people joining us, but the veil of darkness is kind of being lifted, and I don't know. I mean, I guess I told my husband today, I said, I feel like we've been to hell and back through the pandemic. And literally, I mean, I'm sure Theo, we all have our own, but I mean, literally, I was doing probably 4 or 5 music jobs a week prior to the pandemic. And I remember one of the last days they were taking some temperatures as I was walking in. Everybody, it didn't matter who you were. I was doing music for a community that I went to on a regular basis down in Greenwood. And I remember standing there thinking, oh my God, this is awful. And they were taking and if you had a little bit of a temperature, you can go in. That was the very beginning of COVID. And it was the first couple days where they basically closed everything. And who would have known it would be this long after the fact? But I just have a lot of, I feel very positive. Music jobs are opening up, getting bookings on a regular basis now, and things are getting better. And we're having a lot more live events, and people are coming back out. So I would say it's a multiple wins there. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. That's good stuff. I just want you to keep us posted with your events, Jennifer, your music events as well, because we love to support you. I enjoy listening to your musical presentations that you've had online, and I think others would enjoy that as well. So just share that with Collaborating Connections, and we will get the word out.
And we're actually having our first meeting of That's What She Said this weekend.
Okay.
So I did talk about that. Yeah, it's the She Said project, Theo. It sounds funny. I know Robert's on here too, but it is called She Said Project. And our 10 cast members from Indianapolis, I'm one of 10. I'm very excited to be part of it. So I'll know a little bit more this weekend as we get to that. But thanks, just reminded me. I'll keep you posted on that. And it's funny, Dawn, I remember one of the first times I ever sang, we were at a vendor event, and I think I remember thinking, what is she? Because you were there in another booth. It was Christmas in July. That's what it was.
Okay, yep, I remember.
Yeah, it was funny. But thank you.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Robert, we are talking about wins from the past week, or any wins upcoming shortly. So do you have anything that you would like to share with the group tonight?
Well, my wins, I will say that was still a continuation from our open house. Still moving forward. Definitely a lot of vendors, a lot of people, a lot of partners I'm working with. So like I said, this Saturday, I have my team mentoring and celebration, as well as I'm doing another president workshop with Judah Ministry, which I have two more to do for the end of the year with financial awareness and home ownership. So
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
if you've got details that you want us to share with your workshops that we can post on Collaborating Connections, either Facebook or LinkedIn.
Yeah, I will send the flyer over to you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank
Mhm.
you. Let's see. I have two wins that I'd like to share. One, I had a very enjoyable trip to Michigan for Mother's Day weekend this past weekend. Hung out with my super seniors, my 85-year-old mom and my 84-year-old auntie. Um, and gosh, I had my mom just ripping and running everywhere. She was my sidekick. We went shopping and visiting and out for food and to the movies. We saw The Book Club, which is a really funny movie if you all are into some comedy. And we just church and had a great weekend. So that was my travel trip was very enjoyable. And the other last Thursday, I had the opportunity to attend the Taste of Noblesville, which was a networking event for businesses in Noblesville. I think put on by the chamber, and just every kind of business is represented there. Plus, you get to go booth to booth, the taste testing some super awesome stuff. Um, and I got, let's see, the Scout Guide of Hamilton County book, which is actually a pretty nice directory of businesses in Hamilton County, which um, beautiful, great pictures and little promos, bios of the businesses there. So more great contacts um, for Hamilton
What time
County.
is that at? Because I was there at about 4 o'clock. I had a music job. We went over. I thought
Uh-huh.
nobody was coming. I didn't know you were. I do remember the scout. I remember the scout advocate something or another table. I didn't know they had. Okay, wow. But that we in the past have had a booth, which Dawn and I and Nancy have manned a couple times, I think. And it is a good thing. What I find, and I hope this is not taken the wrong way, but some of the earlier people, my husband and I were included in that group last week. They come in and they just get dinner for $5, because all the different restaurants in Noblesville are there. But you do find a handful of businesses in Hamilton County, not just Noblesville, that do tend to be very, very much, they're new. A lot of them are new. So they're trying to get their feet on, so it's a great event to be part of. We'll have to compare notes as to who you think we should follow up. I know I have a few of the cards that, that I'm trying to decide who's a good, and I don't like to say that because I feel like you should follow up with everybody, but sometimes you do have to kind of make a call, and just say, is it, how many booths were there, Dawn? Probably,
Gosh,
I don't know.
I don't know how many. Bunches. Um, and yeah, I want to follow up with practically all of them. They have such a variety of industry represented there. Yeah, banks and um, eye doctors and dentists and nonprofits and services for seniors and the parks and recreation and jewelry repair and security and just absolutely everything. And Noblesville in Hamilton County is just a hop and skip from me on the east side of Indianapolis. So
Right.
for businesses that aren't geographically limited, going to these chamber events in areas close to Indianapolis, around Indianapolis, are just a gold mine for contacts. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that was a win for me, most definitely.
Good. Good. Well, we'll compare notes. I know we're gonna be talking anyway, so that's good. I'm glad you did get there.
Yeah.
It's a little different. And then they have out in the lobby of the thing, I noticed it was all like local artists and stuff. They had musicians out there, but I don't think there were any there that night. But it's a really nice event.
There were. There was music there too, I think.
Well, there's a DJ always inside who's been doing it for years. He's ancient. He's ancient. But they've had other musicians out. Well, he does a good job. He's not like listening. It doesn't matter. But anyway, but I'm glad we'll have to compare notes on that because I enjoyed it.
Good.
But past we've been a vendor, so it's been a totally different perspective. This year I just didn't have enough hours in the day to do it, but we'll talk. Yeah.
Okay. Melissa, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you made it back safely. We were just going over wins that we've experienced in our personal or business within the past week or coming up shortly. So do you have any wins that you'd like to share with us tonight?
Well, I guess that a win that I would share on a personal note is you all know that my sister did suffer a small stroke on May the 6th, and she is just 52 years old. But the good news is that she's probably made about a 95% recovery. And so she was having trouble with aphasia. If you're familiar with aphasia, it's being able to find your words, say what you think you're saying, and all of that. That's what was affected. And although we still don't know for sure what caused it, she is back to work and kind of back to life. So very, very thankful for that. And so we had a great scare, but she's good. So that's my win.
Glad to hear it, and glad you could be there for her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Well, if everyone could add their business contact information into the meeting chat, that would be appreciated. Your name, your business name, email, phone number, website, etc. And then we'll be sure to share that information when we post the recording of this call on our Facebook page and YouTube site and on LinkedIn. Let's see. Next, I usually invite Jennifer Johnson to give us all of the wonderful updates that will be going on with TTR networking in the next coming weeks. So Jennifer Johnson, can you please share?
Well, we actually have quite a bit going on. I was saying that at the beginning. So this is an unusual week for all these things happening, but for those, and all of us on here are local, that's good. But we have beginning Thursday night, we have our happy hour at the Movable Feast, which is on 65th Street. It's they're caterers, but they also have a great location. It's right there in the business park, and it's called the Movable Feast. And that's from 5 to 6:30. It's a happy hour. We'll have some appetizers, networking. They just have a really fun space. I don't know. Has anybody been there? Robert? No? Come on, guys. You got to get there sometime. They have the coolest place. And we're going to do other ones there too. The happy hours are fun. But anyway, that is on Wednesday, 5 to 6:30.
Wednesday
Friday,
or Thursday?
I am sorry. Thursday. My brain is a day ahead. Anyway, sorry about that. I think I said that to you earlier too, didn't I, Don? Okay. All right. Then Friday morning, we have our open networking at the Haverstick coffee place. And that is on the back side of what church is it, Dawn? Do you know? Nancy always tells us, I think. But it's a big church there on Haverstick Road. And it's a coffee place. And we're there from 8:30 till 9:45. All these are open events. You do not have to be a member. You don't have to be in that group. That is the Westfield Networking Group is sponsoring that. It's TTR, but we're sponsoring it. You come drink your coffee, whatever, hang out. Last time they had a power outage and we still had our networking event. Everybody else in the place cleared out, but our group stuck around and we had a really good event. And then quickly, it'll be with the Memorial holiday, we have a couple things that we won't definitely have too much right there, but then we're having our monthly networking happy hour is going to be down on the south side at Chewy's in Southport. It is on, I think it's Thursday, June 15th. The north side group, we're jumping back north now. On the 7th of June, we'll have open networking at Pinheads at the in Fishers. So we're doing a variety of things. Just a variety. Oh, Friday, forget it. I almost forgot Friday. Friday from 3 to 6, I think, at Launch Fishers. And this is a collaborative event between TTR, oh goodness, Inspire Small.biz, Whiteboard Learning, and there's another organization, and I think they had 100+ people registered last week. So, I mean, not everybody will come. There's Sun Kings providing complimentary beer. It's going to be a big party, but it's called Second Annual Race to Networking, Support Networking. It's the theme of the race, you know, with May being the race month. And there's a lot of door prizes, but I would definitely say, you know, even if you haven't registered, join us. There is going to be a booklet that'll be circulating. And I think you had until today, I think, to register for it. But I would just say if you're, you know, near Launch Fishers on Friday afternoon, definitely come in, and you just wouldn't be part of the booklet. But we are what's called a local connector with InspireSmall.biz, and we have really benefited from that partnership for a couple years now. So I'm excited to be doing that again. There's another I think there's another event around Halloween. I think it's something about trick or treat or something. And then there's the big New Year's. There's something else in New Year's, I think, somewhere in there. Dawn, you remember all the different, we've done a couple different events. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. Just check out our social media page, and I will just give you a little bit of a hint that we are going through a website, new website. I won't say a update. We're literally going to be doing some new website stuff. So I'll leave it at that, but it's coming. I'm very excited. So if you're frustrated with our website, join the club, and there we'll all get together and have a big party when the new one comes out. But it's on its way. So
Awesome.
leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer Johnson. As always, there are so many ways to be involved and stay connected through TTR networking. So this weekly networking call, our group Collaborating Connections, is just one of many connections, one of many venues to network with others, to get to know new partners, connect with potential clients, etc. And we want to encourage everybody, you know, find what fits your schedule, but take advantage of the benefits that are offered through these partnerships with other organizations, as well as just the many presentations and things on our schedule. So you can check it out through the TTR networking website. Anything that I see posted event wise, I try to pull it into our Collaborating Connections social media pages as well. But check back often, stay in the know, get involved, and take advantage of those benefits. Okay. With that in mind, lots of things coming up very soon. I hope that you can make time in your schedule to attend and get plugged in. Uh, May is the month of Make the Connection. That is our theme. So, what we're talking about professional development wise is, how we can best make those connections when we're at the networking in person events, how to do those follow ups, how to be effective, connecting with someone, sharing what you do, what you offer, how it can meet their needs. Sometimes we're connecting with individuals that are difficult to perhaps talk to, difficult to connect with, and we've got some tips, some success strategies on working with those individuals as well. So. All of that to come. Following our introductions today, we're going to have some communication about conversations and connections via networking. So I'm going to just go ahead. Let's start our roundtable introductions. And I want to invite Theo Stone. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. My name is Theo Stone. I'm a senior transition specialist with Senior Hearts Homes, and I help alleviate the stress when a senior is moving from their forever home into a senior care community. So I actually buy the home and let them leave the stuff and take what they want, and then work with other people to fix all the other pieces of moving in from their home to senior care.
Awesome. So who are your best connections, Theo?
Oh, elder law attorneys, in-home care, people who know that can see the progression and know that they need more care than just when they're able to come to the home. Oh boy, there's a lot more, but my mind's going blank right
We
now.
were talking about realtors before we started.
Realtors can be in the senior space. They can be, if this, a lot of times when the family reaches out to us, it's crisis mode, so they can't wait more than a month really to be able to get the care they really need. And they can change so dramatically because a lot of times they're living by themselves. So, just getting them to a place where they get consistent care and they're around other people, they can make friends again. And just that social interaction can really spike their progress on recovery and getting healthier. But there's placement agents are another one. Placement agents or they're also called senior care advisors, if you're familiar with them or not. But they're think of them like real estate agents for care communities. So the care communities pay them a commission when they find someone to move into the community.
Gotcha. All right. Do we have any other questions? Anybody else have any questions for Theo Stone this evening?
Say, Theo, so you are actually purchasing a home from the senior at market value, or you are really just basically at the best price you can get it for?
It's an as-is cash offer. With the advantage of being able to close quickly, get that equity out of their home so that they can pay for a private pay. So most of the time we're not going to be working with Medicaid beds, right? It's the private pay where they need money to pay for private care. Now, not always though. There's times where they don't need to sell their house to pay for the private pay. They just need to sell their home because it's a stressor. They just need to know that something's done with it, kind of check it off the list, so to speak. And those times we're able to offer a lot more money if they can work with us on the time when do they need their money. So there's
So are you guys retaining the homes, or are you actually just outright just moving them out as is, or are you doing some renovations?
It depends, all the above. Just it's hard to, I hate the answer, it depends, but it really does. It just, what are the numbers, how much effort is it going to take to do it? Can I get somebody in there now? It just depends on the situation. But We'll keep them as rentals. We'll work. We really like to work with loan officers. Like I think that's what you do, Robert, right, Robert? Where we can find someone who can't qualify for a loan right now, put them in there on a lease option, work with them on their credit for 3+ years, however long it takes, and then send them right back to you to say, hey, can they qualify for a loan now and actually purchase this home?
So you do so you're actually doing land contract, non-recorded or recorded?
It's like I said, it depends. Sometimes we're doing land contracts, sometimes we're actually buying the home. It really just depends. Sometimes we'll do a sandwich lease.
Yeah, because I'm with the low to moderate income folks, definitely, so that folks who are trying to buy a home or trying to be a homeowner. So just trying to understand what way I can present this if it be a case to do so. Sound like something like what you're doing. I close a few of those from private holders like yourself, helping folks, but just understanding how you're retaining what you're doing there. So I guess you and I can sit down and talk one day.
Sure.
So better understand. Okay.
Awesome. Yep. Theo, Robert, Jennifer and I were chatting and hoping that you all would be a good connection. So hope you have a good follow-up one-to-one call.
Thank you.
Let's see. If there are no other questions for Theo, I see that CB has joined us, and I know that he's on limited time this evening. CB, are you available to introduce yourself and your business?
Hello, everybody. How are we doing tonight?
Good, good.
It's awards night for one of the kids, and they're in the gym right now getting awards, and everyone's celebrating and all that. So run out here real quick, say hi to everybody, see how everybody's doing, and then run back in. So thank you so much, Dawn, for giving me a minute here real quick to jump in. So aside from all of that, my name is CB Bjork. I am Ascension imaging studio, and I'll put my stuff in the comments. But I do basically headshot, aerial drone, and branding photography. So if you're looking at helping your brand, building your brand, whatever from there, that's what I'm here for. So always happy to help and happy to take care of my clients. So I do have on Saturday night, and I need to get this over to Jennifer and get it to you too, Dawn. But since I have been unable to really get to any of our monthly meetings for doing any headshot photography on Saturday night at 5 p.m. At the Jaeger building up on 141st and oh heck no, I can't think of the name of the road. It's there in Fishers behind the Buffalo Wild Wings. It's drawing a blank right now, but I'll send you the graphic on it.
Okay.
Do headshot photography from 5 to 7. It's $50 per person, one shot, $10 for each additional. So come on out. We'll get images for you. They're all digital, and we'll get them shot, prepped, and to you. So let's get some of this going here.
Wonderful. Sounds good. Is it just you, or is there anything else going on with that setup?
With that, no, it's just gonna be me. Sunday, obviously, we're working with the Jennifer, help me here. That's what she said, and we're gonna be doing headshots for them. So getting that done. So that's gonna be an exciting time there. So there's a couple wins coming up for me this week. Since I know you cover some of this stuff. So yeah, just got stuff I'm working on getting going. So trying to get to a point where I no longer have to wear the velvet handcuffs of a corporate job. So that's what I'm working on.
Sounds great. Congrats.
Yes, we're all clapping for him, Theo. CB, yes, I was trying to get my phone unmuted, and other buttons kept popping up. Edit, cancel, color, all these crazy things, and I couldn't tell you guys, and I was locked on my phone. Yeah, so I'm sorry, just clarify, you're going to do that on Saturday night at the Jaeger building. I think it's probably where we had our we just had CPR training, Melissa. I think it's the same room or probably the same building anyway. I don't know about the room.
Yeah.
But that's really great. Yeah, it's been kind of tough to coordinate it with our events because of the space needed and that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
but I'm glad you're going to do that, CB. Good.
Yep. Got to get stuff going. So, no time to start like the present.
Exactly. Well, good. Good to hear that. Go
Yep.
get them.
And
Thanks
obviously,
for
if I don't see
sharing.
you Saturday, I'll definitely see you on Sunday, Jennifer.
Well, because he's taking pictures at the She Said project. So that's our first meeting on Saturday or Sunday night. So yeah, pretty excited. Yeah. We'll have more to share about that. So
And
Okay.
and I got the flash drive out in the mail, so that should be to you either today or tomorrow, depending upon the U.S. Postal Service. The file there is 100 Black Men. Those are all the pictures, and then you should have another file in there titled Robert, and those are all the edited photos that I have for you. So you've got 2 sets there. So
I received the flash drive today. Thank you. I have not
Excellent.
looked at it.
That works for your promotional needs there with your group. So that was great fun to come out and work with them. So
Also, I appreciate you coming out, and we enjoyed you having. I hope you saw what we got a snapshot of what we do. This Saturday is my end of year program session. So that's concluding that for this year, program year.
cool.
isn't
Well,
it kind of things like that's really cool, guys. That's really cool. It's exciting when people work together like that on stuff. Cool.
Collaborating connections.
That's
what
what
we do.
that's what we yeah.
Wonderful. Does anyone have any questions for CB before he rolls back to the honors celebration? All right. Well, we'll be sure, CB, I've got your contact information, so I'll attach it to this video as we post it on various social media sites, and just keep doing what you do.
And
Awesome.
I'll send you guys the text for the thing. Hopefully you can put out on Facebook, and it's for all TTR members. It's not just for Collaborating Connections. So it's a special price for everybody who's in TTR. So this is my gift, if you will, to the TTR people to being there for them. So
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome.
yep, not a problem. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All righty. Well, let's see. Robert Hailey, are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes. Robert Hailey, Old National Bank. I'm a mortgage banker. My title is Community Development Mortgage Loan Officer. Really, my goal is to help with Black and brown folks become homeowners. Really, anyone that's looking to be a homeowner. I do work hard to make that happen for them. I do a lot of educational workshops to help people to understand what their footprint is to become a homeowner. I've been doing this over 25 years to helping folks doing this. So much what I pride myself in doing. Robert Hailey, Old National Bank.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you, Robert Hailey. Do we have any questions this evening for Robert?
I just wish I'd had more time when I came to your open house. I think the only regret I had was that we were kind of on a schedule. It was a really nice group of people, and it was food was awesome, Robert. I mean, we were out there in the tent eating the food, but I met, there's so much going on that I don't know about that stuff, Robert. And Ashley, I don't know what Ashley's last name is. She was sitting there with you, I think, for a while talking, and just really nice. I don't even understand that whole thing that she does, but boy, was she and I've connected with her on Facebook. And what is her name? What is her title? Do you know what I'm talking about?
That was her card at the office. I don't remember her title, but she's definitely in the community environment with the community engagement. Everybody that's there is somewhere in the footprint of community engagement. And they really try to help folks to connect things up, the services that's available to them. She focuses mostly in Marion, all in Marion County.
Yeah.
In
And
Marion County. Mhm.
I don't have her, but I mean, it's like, I don't know. She just was really, and I had my granddaughter with me. So everybody was kind of seeing, Scarlett, and that kind of opened up oh, isn't she cute? And then we start talking and, but Ashley she kind of was somebody like I felt like I've known for a long time. And I don't know if I've ever met her.
Yes.
So it was really, but that is really cool. And I understand from Nancy that you guys are looking for a permanent building in that. Is that
Yeah, we're in the process of we're trying to find a actual. We won't be able to build either we're going to build a branch or we're going to refurbish something to be a branch itself. So we're in the process of looking. We might be on where we at, but just right out in front where that rally was at. We may take over, tear the rally down and build a new one there, or we may go a little bit west, about a couple miles west to what old Meadows used to be. We might be over there. So it's a area that we looking at trying to be because Eskenazi is building their new facility right there at 38th in Arlington. Whole Foods stores building is what is built already. So a grocery store right there next door to Eskenazi there itself, and there's a lot of work going on 38th Street as you see if you've not been over there in that area. So it's moving back around. So we're trying to be a footprint in the community, trying to be there to offer the services that the people in the community need. That it's been a desert for many years, but if you've been on the east side there, Bank of America is back in there. Fifth Third is still there. PNC there. Over in the Meadows, you have I think it's First Merchant over there. I believe it is in that area. So we're going back, try to be in the community, trying to do what we all banks should be doing, is being part of the communities. And so we are just trying to do our part, and then definitely trying to bring the service that's needed.
Well, thank you. That was really, I know it's been a couple weeks now, but I think it remains that it was a very, very nice event, even though I was not there long enough to get to talk to enough people, but I appreciate being there. And then the really weird thing is, guys, I mean, I think I've seen Melissa a couple times, and Dawn and I are good friends. I would probably, I saw Robert, and I don't think Robert and I've talked ever in person. It's always on Zoom. Always.
Yeah, it was the first. Yep, it was the first time face to face. Right there.
You know how that somebody like, wait a minute, I thought they were taller than that. Nope. I thought there were a couple ladies, and I would tell them that to their faces, that were in our Broad Ripple group, that when Monica Dorsey, I was looking at Melissa. Monica Dorsey now is living in Georgia, but I'm telling you, the first time I think I saw her after COVID, it doesn't matter. I'd never seen her in person. She's this Amazon. I mean, she's like standing up here, and I'm like, that's not somebody, and that's Monica. But that's what the weird thing is. So those kind of events, Robert, thank you for letting us know about that, because those are the kind of things, we all want to be able to get out and see each other. It just hasn't been the greatest couple of years here now, so it's nice to have those events.
It was nice. It was nice to meet you and Nancy up in close in person. So you guys are so tall.
You everyone, like Jennifer, I didn't know you were really that gray. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's really
you all were so tall. I was like, wow, they're really tall.
All right. If there are no other questions for Robert,
nope.
I want to invite Melissa. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. So my name is Melissa Johnson, and I am in, what would you call it? I'm studying to be a full-fledged financial coach with Primerica. I'm now licensed to sell life insurance. I can also give you a referral to the company that we work with for to check your auto and home to make sure you're having the best rate for those two. And I am getting ready to embark on the studies for my securities license. So that will be the next thing that I will be doing. So I'm looking to just talk to anybody to tell them about Primerica and all of the great businesses that we partner with to help you think about where your money comes from, how much money you have, how you spend it, and probably most importantly, looking at what your financial needs analysis shows you're going to need in retirement. And so we're very big on education at Primerica, which is wonderful because we come at it from more of an education standpoint than really a hard sell, if you would, just to educate folks. So especially if you know any of those young couples that are just starting out, or young single folks that are just starting out and really need that education that they don't get in school. Sometimes it's an elective in college. Maybe there's a little tiny bit of personal finance in high schools, but really not that much anymore. So those individuals that really need a great start to think about where they're going and how saving a little bit of money now makes a huge difference at what their potential earnings are for retirement. So, and then my little side hustle, if you will, I got a bunch of them, but anyway, one of them is my nonprofit, South Indy Seniors. And our board met on May the 5th on Cinco de Mayo. And so we are getting ready to file our papers for our 501c3 status. But right now we do meet at Edgewood United Methodist Church on Wednesdays and Fridays. Wednesdays is bingo and Fridays is euchre. And so we have a great group of seniors that come and enjoy those activities. Again, I'm Melissa Johnson. I guess I do a little bit of everything, but thank you very much.
Super awesome, Melissa. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So your seniors nonprofit, you might have a connection again with Theo to talk about
Absolutely.
seniors' needs. So
Yeah.
I would imagine you two definitely need to do a one-on-one and follow up with that.
Yeah, and then as I meet with families, he might be a resource for those who are trying to get their financial situation together. And so maybe some of those lease to own options where they're not ready to be mortgaged might be a win too. So yeah, so I look forward to setting aside some time to talk to Theo a little bit more. So great, thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions for Melissa Johnson this evening?
No, but I would just say, Melissa, you've been in the group for a couple months maybe, and I know you've had a lot of things going on. I don't know, Dawn, Robert, I think you've been on a few times. She's starting to sound like she really is, the confidence levels going up. I think that we thought you weren't confident, you were just new. And we all know that.
Yeah.
And that's really good to come into a group like this. Some of the groups, the BNIs and some of those will not let you join a group unless you've been in an industry for 2 years. And, and I understand why, but we knew you a little bit before you even joined this group. So I think that's what I kind of hope is different. And I'm glad you said something about your nonprofit, because if you what do you do your nonprofit?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and that's what we're here to help people. Do we know all the answers? No, but I can tell you, you're sounding a lot more confident.
Oh, great. I appreciate that encouragement, because I've had like a definite year of total transition for me. And when you are stuck at kind of in your own head and trying to do this training and trying to plan the next step, it's kind of lonely here in Melissa's head trying. And so this group has really helped me to immerse myself a little bit more and get back into that talking about what I do and becoming more comfortable with it. So I really appreciate you guys so much. So thank you.
Hear that, Mo.
Welcome.
Glad.
We're happy to be here for you.
Thanks.
Thanks for being a part of us. Let's see if there are no more comments or questions. I am going to invite Jennifer Johnson. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am. Really quickly, you guys hear about it all the time, but I am Jennifer Johnson. I'm a relationship marketing coach, and I am here with my grandson who was just telling me it's time to go outside. I'm not going outside. They dinner. But you know, it takes on an average 5 to 12, 5 to 12, and maybe more contacts before you're going to even be in the market, unless you're like Theo, who, or, you know, whatever, somebody's got to move out tomorrow, whatever. But in general, somebody is not going to do business with you the first time they meet you. They got to know that you are, you know, you're legitimate, you know, all the, and it takes 5 to 12. 5 to 12 generally. So just kind of putting it out there. I've heard many stories of many, many more contacts, but you need ways to do that. Networking is one of them. I have a number of other tools that I have in my toolbox to help you, but you know, definitely, who do you know that's out there trying to build a business, or, you know, trying to reignite their passion for why they got into the business in the first place, you know, that kind of thing. We have a lot of opportunities through the network. I have a lot of other things I can suggest. So who do you know that's needing that, you know, to get connected? And maybe, you know, if you think about it, we meet weekly. So yeah, it might take you 12 weeks. I don't know. I don't want it to take you 12 weeks, but if it does, you know, you're going to see these people on a regular basis, and we're here to support each other. So who do you know needs that? Please point them to our direction. If you know anybody that is looking for, you know, just a couple live events to kind of get, like Melissa said, to be, you know, out there again, talking to people. It is a time where people are needing that. So, and it might be totally that they just come and hang out and like human interaction, you know, just that conversation. Please join us at the Movable Feast or Launch Fishers or the Haverstick this week. Those are just this week, people. So anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Great stuff. Not only come to those, but bring a friend or two.
Bring a friend.
Thank you so much, Jennifer Johnson. Do we have any questions for Jennifer this evening? Okay. She's like, she don't want any questions. All righty. Well, I will again introduce myself. My name is Dawn Evans Casey. Although I am the leader of Collaborating Connections, I am also the owner and agent of Spa Travel. Spa Travel is all about relaxed adventure. So we want to help our clients have a memorable and enjoyable travel experience wherever they may go. Spa Travel has been around since 2016, and we have connections with thousands of vendors from coast to coast and around the world. So whether you're looking for car rental, hotel stay, full service, all-inclusive resort, a cruise, destination rail, tours, wherever you want to get away, Spa Travel is happy to help. I prefer not to do last minute travel arrangements. So if you're looking forward to a travel event and you have some time, I'd like to sit down and talk with my potential clients, find out where you want to go, what you want to do, what your proposed budget is, and what you want to do when you get there. All of that helps me build a wonderful profile to present a proposal to you for your travel. And even beyond the travel booking, Spa Travel continues to be an advocate for our travel clients in that we're available to answer questions, prepare you for the culture and climate where you are going. Dealing with issues that you may have with delayed or canceled flights, or a hotel or resort stay that the accommodations are not quite what you expected. We work with those travel vendors to iron out all the kinks. They're happy to work with us because they want us to bring additional travel their way. And that takes the stress and time off the hands of the traveler so that they can enjoy the travel experience. So, if you or someone that you know is interested in traveling, give us a call, Spa Travel. We're ready to help. Additionally, and like Melissa, I do bunches of stuff. 9 to 5, I'm a corporate auditor. I do the travel business. I also, my husband and I manage a genealogy nonprofit where we work with multi-generational families, showing them how they can do their own family genealogy research and pull it into a project or a keepsake that they can maintain and pass along to their future generations, detailing who their ancestors are, where they came from, what their lives were like, so that everybody feels like they know where they came from and can celebrate the richness of their family history, no matter where it is sourced from. Additionally, I write a chocolate blog called Cheerful Chocolate Spirit, which is available on Facebook. So, any chocolate lovers out there who would like to see some recipes, look at wonderful pictures of decadent chocolate, and just enjoy some muse, some poetry, stories related to chocolate, please join in with me. Cheerful Chocolate Spirit. I think that's about it. That's me, Dawn Evans Casey. Are there any questions that I can help with this evening?
No, Dawn, I don't think I've ever told you. You sent me over the profile, the traveler profile, or what. I did get that. I just haven't, yeah. So anybody she works with, she likes to get a profile to find out, your different things. And we're talking about a trip to Hawaii. We've already been there once and it was the best place we ever went, and we're going to go again. But I was working for AAA insurance at that time and did not use a travel agent. So we are going to do it, Dawn. We just haven't, but I did get it. I never told you I got it. So that's great.
No pressure.
Well, I figured you knew I got it, but it's been a couple weeks and you'd sent it. So, but very cool. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
Are welcome.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you help with people who already have their genealogy, like figured out? Like, so let me give you a story, maybe.
Sure.
So I worked with a gentleman about a year ago, when he sold his house, didn't have a strong relationship with his 2 daughters. He had gotten his genealogy done back to like the 1400s, pretty solid. And he offered to, he's like, hey, do you want this? And they're like, why? So we can be the ones to throw it away? So do you help in those kind of situations where people have already done the work? I mean, it doesn't seem, why throw it away? I don't know.
Exactly. It's sad to think that a younger generation doesn't value and see the richness in a project of genealogy history that has been pulled together. But if the daughters didn't want it, we do talk to and work with individuals who may donate that information to libraries that would love to have it. Because even if his immediate daughters don't want it, their children might one day start digging in. Nieces, nephews, other family members might want to make that connection into that same family and find out the richness of that history. So we do encourage individuals to preserve it and to share it with either genealogical societies or libraries. Here in Indianapolis, we have the Indiana Historical Society, and they have their own genealogy area and wing. So yes, if you know somebody who needs to know what connections or where someone can share that information so that it is retained and cared for, I would be happy to talk to them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. If there are no other questions, I think, let's see our time. We're at 7:10. Let's jump on our professional development topic of networking, communication, and building connections. So I have a resource. I don't know, this seems really timely, especially with all of the events that Jennifer has shared are coming up sometime soon. So just quickly with a show of hands, how comfortable is, or raise your hand if you're comfortable in that in-person networking setting where you're meeting people and sharing business cards and starting conversations. Can I get a show of hands? Is everyone comfortable?
You know what? I say I am, but I kind of dread it. Yeah, Theo's shaking his head too. Yeah, but
Okay. And there can be lots of reasons why people aren't comfortable, either being open to conversation or initiating a conversation. Some people are just private by nature and not comfortable with sharing those any personal information about themselves and their business. Some people have an avoidance type of mentality, and they could be fearful of not being accepted. Some past relationships have made them wary of communicating openly. Some people are socially awkward and aren't sure how to respond to conversation. And then sometimes individuals are just having a bad day and it's just not the right environment for them. So I want to encourage everybody, please don't take it personally when people are closed off or reserved. Everybody really wants to be heard and noticed and engaged in some way or another, especially when they show up to attend networking. So if a person comes off cold or rude, be pleasant and offer to engage them in a way that's comfortable for them. And that might be avoid asking them questions that produce one-word answers. You want to engage people in conversation. So you really want to get to know them better. And sometimes breaking the ice is by you first offering that information about yourself and your business, putting on that smile, extending the hand to meet them, to shake their hand, and making them feel comfortable and welcomed in the situation. You might ask them about learning or reading or what's interesting or exciting to them. And that might be an easy way to get them to open up. You might even start the conversation by offering what is it that you like to read, what's interesting and wonderful to you, and perhaps that's something that they feel comfortable connecting to. Don't ask anything too personal too quickly. It can scare people off, and have a good answer yourself for those questions. Sometimes individuals don't know the answers or solutions right off the top of their head, but to hear you contribute your thoughts, your answer, your response might help conjure or stir up some ideas. I'm going to open the floor and ask, does anybody have something to contribute about how to get conversations started or how they best approach individuals for conversation to make it an inclusive and comfortable engagement? Anybody?
Go ahead, Robert, please talk.
Well, when you want to meet people new, it's always, you don't need to talk about business wise. Just sometimes introducing yourself and just really find common conversation, just general conversation. Could be talking about the sports, the weather, the atmosphere, the scenery you are, what brought you here. He said, wow. And he said, yeah, it's your first time. It's something like that. Very simple conversation to start it out. And long as someone's is open to communicating, they will communicate because they all there to network. But sometimes when you plan 20 questions or just have just really have a general conversation about just each other, yourself, sharing yourself is the best way to let people open up versus you're playing 20 questions on them. No one like to be drilled. No one. So just talk about the weather, simple things, easy. Share what brought you there, something like that. Maybe you can start.
Go ahead, Robert. Sorry.
Just copy somebody.
Yeah. You know what I was going to say, though? I mean, food helps. Robert, I'm going back to your display of, but you know what? I mean, literally, I think if, we're going to get down to the people at Robert's event were great. They were great, but boy, was it nice to have some nice food to sit there and, maybe that's what's missing in some of our Zoom calls. Very few of us are sitting here eating together. We were doing that. I mean, think about it, Don. Your group was meeting at the Donato's. We had a group that was meeting over at the Broad Ripple KFC, not Kentucky Fried Chicken, Knights of Columbus, but they had great food. And I think, I was going to say Robert before Robert, I wanted Robert to take it because I know he was going to keep us on a sane track, but I think sometimes for me, and you guys all laugh and I'm glad that you find me entertaining. Sometimes I would think people would probably be like, can somebody shut her up? But I truly, if I'm as goofy as I am, maybe that kind of makes other people feel, like, oh, I can do that. I mean, within, don't be rude and be, but be who you are. Sometimes a question will come to my mind. And I think it was Ashley even, I still don't know I have her card at my home office, Robert. And I know she's doing great things because if you go on her Facebook and look at all that she's doing, I'm like, how do I not know about all these wonderful things that people are part of? And but I was just as, tell me more, I mean, I want to know more, but I'm so, I feel like I'm not as in tune as I should be, or, but just be who you are. And, be kind and respectful. Don't say anything that's rude. But like Robert said, the weather, or I'm saying food is always kind of nice. But just opening up the conversation, on a human, authentic, real level. I mean, if there's something very, very obvious, and I'm trying to think of a good example. I don't think we can sit there and pretend that certain things aren't there. Like I walked by a lady at the store yesterday, had a big patch over her eye. She must have had some eye surgery or something. It would be very hard to start a conversation with her and not say, so is, what happened to your eye? You know what I mean? I think you have to be very careful about that, but you have to be human beings. And I think for me, when I was saying it before, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it, the anticipation of getting into that environment is the the anxiousness. It's like, I know how everybody feels, but once you get there and you realize we're all just trying to help each other, you know, there are some people who have no clue how to be authentic. They, kind of look at you blankly if you if you look at them, and then you're like, I don't know what to say to this person. You still have to figure it out. But, there's just, that is one of those words, authentic. I mean, I guess I would say.
It's
I agree. I agree.
where to be present. Be present.
Right.
Just be present. That's really it. Be present when you're there, and know the reason why you're there. You're there to get to know and to be known. And you can't be known if you're sitting by yourself. If you're not open to conversation. No one like to be sold, and you shouldn't be trying to sell anyone. You should be just trying to get to know each other, and that's general conversation. I will say you want to get a referral, get to know the person, not to sell something. So takes you the marketing takes you 12 times for someone to get to know you, for somebody really open up to talk to you. So that's 12 times you get much touch, and
Right.
sometimes some capacity or another that you have, and when you touch, you're not touching to sell, but more touch to give. And like I shared before, in our group is network here, I said, well, if you come here to receive something, you will not. But if you come here to give something, you will. If you're giving something, you will receive something, but you've got to be coming here to give something. That's
Right.
what networking is. So if you're not, I always say that we here, if you participate in all that we do, the networking piece here with TTR Gives is here to give you. So you are receiving quite a bit. So are you ready for it to be able to give and receive? That's key to networking overall. So
Yeah, you're right.
So,
Completely.
but I must, I gotta jump to another meeting here in 5.
Okay.
So I know we're about to end, but I will see you guys next week.
All right.
But yeah, the biggest thing that I would say is we're all dealing, I'm not, but travel, home ownership, finances, oh my gosh, what serious stuff. They got to get to know you first, right? They got to get to know you first.
Absolutely.
Just be prayer.
Gotta
The key
build
word
that
is present.
comfort and trust.
Yes, present is a great word for it, Robert. Have you guys have all been on phone calls with people now with the Zoom world, I'm sure, where you can tell they're not with you. You can tell. And I mean, I'm looking down at the phone, but it looks like I'm looking somewhere else. I'm actually looking at you guys, but it doesn't look like it. But it can be very distracting when you think somebody isn't paying attention. And in all of the industries that you guys are all representing, people want to believe that you're with them on everything. And if you're not, that doesn't help. But yeah, wow, that's a good point. Present
is great. I was thinking
Robert.
about
Yeah.
making sure that you, when you're communicating about yourself and your business, that you also communicate the passion that you have for what you do, that makes a difference to the recipient, to the person listening to you, rather than droning about, this is what I do, and this is the name of my business, and this is something that isn't at all engaging for the listener.
Yeah.
To share your story.
Exactly.
Why are you in the business? What have you, perhaps there's a story that was where you and a client really connected and you were able to serve and help in some wonderful way. And, that may be a catalyst for why you've continued to do what you do, or it might have been, just a wonderful testimonial that has come back to you about the way that you worked with somebody and shared with them. But be sure to share your stories. not in an arrogant way or an overpowering way, or, I'm the omnipotent expert in all that is my industry, but just in a way that somebody can hear your passion, your concern, your desire to help them, makes a difference. And sometimes a good way to connect is through complimenting. And it's not like you're being disingenuous, that you're just looking for something to compliment, but surely as you're listening to their conversation, as you're observing them, especially when you're present with them at a meeting, that you have an opportunity to notice something about them, either in their word or their appearance, that you compliment. And that makes the person you're talking to recognize you do see them, you do hear them. It is a connecting mannerism, a connecting action that you can do to just give a compliment, and conversation may follow up and flow from there as well. Anybody else have anything they want to share about how they effectively connect?
I think the first time Theo talked to me, he told a story. I don't know, Theo, I was thinking that you and Rosie trying to explain how it works. And that really did give me much more of a picture of how it works. I'm still probably not relating it as well as I should, because I don't want to say the wrong thing and get you in a situation where somebody thinks you do something you don't do. And I would just say that is, what do they say? We've heard it. Stories, no, facts tell, but stories sell. We hear that almost all the time. But that is exactly what I would continue doing if I were you. Melissa, the thing I was going to tell you is that you did not join this group with the big, you didn't come in and make us, you told us from the outset, I'm learning this, I'm getting, there's something about helping somebody with that, not that we know what you're doing, but Primerica, the people in our network who are in Primerica have been wonderful people and are very dedicated professionals. Edward Jones and Primerica, and I know they kind of see things from different perspectives, but they're both very reputable companies. And I just give you a lot of credit. I could, that compliment thing that Dawn was just saying, I hope I was not complimenting you just to make you are getting so much more confident. I can tell that and that's really, it's really what it's all about in this group. You just have to remember, if you're in the middle of a presentation and you think, oh gosh, you just remember, we know you can do it. We're here. We know you can do it. I don't know if that makes any difference to you, but I wish I'd had that, guys. I was an insurance agent for I don't know how many years, and there was nothing. There was nobody. There were people that just wanted business. They did not want anything else. They didn't want to help anybody. They just, so that's my story. I come from nothing. But you know what I'm saying, hopefully.
Yeah.
Honey.
We've all been there. We've all started somewhere, so we can, whoops,